Part 1. A trader's evening where an account is saved or silently killed. There's a deeply ironic truth in trading that most traders never pay attention to. All day long, you sit in front of the screen, straining your eyes on charts, making decision after decision under high pressure. You tell yourself, just get through this session, tonight I'll rest. Tonight I'll shut down early. Tomorrow I'll trade with a clearer mind. But then the market closes, the final candle of the day forms, and the evening truly arrives, and what happens is frighteningly familiar. You don't really rest. You open the chart just to review. You scroll Twitter, Telegram, Discord to see what others are saying about the market. You watch a few trading videos, a few forecasts, a few reference setups. Or you sit there exhausted, mind blank yet you still can't stop. Not because you lack discipline, not because you're addicted to entertainment, but because a trader's brain doesn't automatically know how to stop. And here's the key point that very few people say out loud. Most trading mistakes aren't created on the chart, they are conceived the night before. Traders often think, I lost because I entered wrong. I broke discipline because of emotions. I can't control myself during the session. But if you look deeper, you'll see. That emotion had already been building. That fatigue had already existed since yesterday. That impulsiveness didn't appear out of nowhere. Evening is where your nervous system either decompresses or gets stretched even tighter. Emotions are either digested or suppressed. Mental energy is either recharged or quietly drained. If your evening passes in, constant stimulation, information overload, and with no clear endpoint, then the next morning you step into the market not as a clear-minded trader, but as someone whose battery was already empty before the session even began. The dangerous part is, this state doesn't hurt immediately. You can still place trades, you can still analyze, you can still seem fine. But deep underneath, there's a tiny misalignment. You get irritated more easily, you have less patience, you just want to get it done. You struggle to accept waiting. And trading is exactly the kind of game where these tiny misalignments kill accounts the slowest, yet most surely. Most traders try to fix the problem by optimizing the system, adding filters, switching time frames, learning new strategies. But they don't realize you cannot trade better than the state of your nervous system. Evening is not spare time. Evening is the most important transition phase for a trader. It's the bridge between pressure-risk decisions and recovery-balance clarity. If this bridge isn't designed carefully, you'll carry stress, fear, expectations, regret from the day before into the next trading session. And then, you're no longer trading your system. You're trading psychological aftershocks. What you need to understand from the start of this article is, evenings are not for becoming a better trader. Evenings are for not destroying yourself. Long-surviving traders aren't alive because they're smarter. They're alive because they know when to shut the market down inside their head. In the next part, we'll go into the first foundation, the structure and evening habits of a trader, where you learn how to truly end a trading day so that tomorrow you enter the market lighter, clearer, and more dangerous in the right way. Part 2. The structure and evening habits of a trader. Why ending a day? The wrong way can destroy your entire trading system. Most traders believe their problem lies in how they start a trading session. They focus on what to do in the morning, what to review before the session. Pre-entry checklists, but they miss a backwards truth. How you end yesterday matters more than how you start today. In trading, the brain doesn't have an automatic reset button. If you don't consciously end a trading day, your brain will carry the old state into the new day. And this is where your evening structure becomes a survival skill. 1. Traders don't burn out because of the market, they burn out because they never turn off the market in their head. A standard trading day, whether you trade little or a lot, consumes attention energy, decision-making energy, emotional energy. Every time you debate whether to enter, monitor a running trade, accept a losing trade, or carry the pressure of missing the move, your brain spends a finite resource called decision energy. The issue isn't that you take too many trades. The issue is that you never officially end that decision-making process. You end the session, but you still think about the trades, double-check the chart, analyze more scenarios. Neurologically, that means your brain is still trading. A trader who never closes the session inside their head enters the evening with a tense nervous system, unprocessed emotions, and far lower energy than they realize. That's why. Evenings feel drained, sleep becomes shallow. You wake up with a heavy head, and the next session becomes more impatient. Stört. A2. The close the session ritual, a small action with massive importance. Professional traders don't only have an entry plan, they have an ending ritual, not complicated, not flashy, but clear. When you end your trading day, stand up from the chair, take a few deep breaths, close the charts, and don't open them again. That action sends a very clear signal to your brain. Risk-based decision-making is over. The human brain responds strongly to physical signals. One decisive action can beat hundreds of internal reminders. Traders without this ritual often fall into a state of half trading, half resting, and doing neither well. 3. Structure your evening by energy blocks, not time blocks. A common mistake is treating the evening as free time. But it's not empty. Your energy has already been spent. So, your evening structure shouldn't be based on the clock, but on your post-trading energy rhythm. A strong structure usually has 3 clear blocks. Block 1, passive recovery. This is not the time to study more, read more, optimize more. This is the time for no decisions, no evaluation, no trying to be better. Do things that don't consume decision energy. A light walk, a shower, a quiet dinner, instrumental music. The goal here isn't productivity. The goal is to bring your nervous system back down to a safe level. Block 2. Light growth, not system improvement. Once your nervous system settles, some energy returns. This is when you can. Write a few lines in your trading journal, read a few pages, review a short note. But with one crucial condition. No optimizing systems, no backtesting, no deep analysis. Evening is not for searching for more edge. Rewriting strategies. Upgrading yourself. Evening should serve one goal: clarify the mind, not complicate it. Block 3, connection or quiet. When energy stabilizes, you need either real connection with others or being alone. In calm traders who miss this block often slide into isolation, emotional imbalance, and making trading their entire identity that becomes extremely dangerous long-term. 4. Plan backwards from sleep, the survival skill of long-term traders. New traders ask, what should I do tonight? Long-lasting traders ask, what state do I want to fall asleep in? Sleep isn't just rest, it's how emotions and memory are processed. If you go to bed with, your mind still racing, emotions still elevated, charts still looping in your head, your brain doesn't complete processing. Planning your evening backwards from bedtime helps you. Know when to stop stimulation, know when to slow down, and protect tomorrow's state. 5. The 2-minute reset, small technique, big impact. Every time you switch evening activities, do a 2-minute reset. Clear the desk, change the lighting, change clothes, wash your face. These actions create psychological boundaries. Traders without boundaries often cling to states, drag emotions from one activity into another, live in a constant in-between mode. 6. Evening won't make you win trades, but it will stop you from destroying trades. The deepest truth here, evening won't instantly make you a better trader. Evening does one thing. It reduces the chance you sabotage yourself. And in trading, reducing self-destruction matters more than increasing skill. Traders don't lose because they're ignorant. They lose because they enter the market in the wrong state. Evening structure is how you protect your state, stabilize the nervous system, and build the foundation for real discipline. Part 3. Digital health and stimulation. Why evening screens silently destroy trading discipline. The most traders don't fail because they lack information. Traders fail because they have too much information in the wrong state. This is especially true at night. After a trading day, your nervous system has already carried risk pressure, processed wins and losses, maintained constant vigilance. But instead of letting the brain slow down, most traders open more charts, scroll trading social media, watch predictions and reference calls. They call it more research. Neurologically, it's prolonged stimulation. 1. A trader's brain can't tell the difference between learning and stimulation. The brain doesn't recognize concepts like just checking, just a quick scroll, only for reference. It receives one signal. Something requires reaction. Price movement, P&L changes, conflicting opinions. Each micro-stimulus releases dopamine, activates alertness, keeps the brain ready to act. And here's the problem. Your brain doesn't know the market is closed. Biologically, you're still in trading mode. 2. Why the more you watch at night, the more you break rules in the morning. A common paradox. Traders consume tons of content at night, but the next morning, they become less patient, quicker to enter, or more likely to skip good setups. Not because they learned wrong, but because their brain got overloaded while tired. When the brain receives too much information under fatigue, the ability to filter important versus unimportant collapses. Waiting tolerance drops, action reflex beats reflection. Reflex. Result. You act earlier, not from confidence, but because your brain can't tolerate waiting anymore. 3. Evening screens distort risk perception, a subtle but deadly effect. When you expose yourself to screens too long at night, the brain underestimates risk. Ignoring consequences becomes easier. Why? Because dopamine doesn't just create interest. It blurs risk. That's why. Too many charts, easier overtrading tomorrow. Watching others' P&L, more FOMO. Reading endless forecasts, less trust in your plan. Not because you're weak, because your brain chemistry has shifted. 4. App lifespan, simple tactic, deep impact. One powerful rule. No app is harmless at night. Every app you open is a stream of stimulation, a micro decision, a pull upward on your nervous system. Try app lifespan. Each night, delete one app from your phone. If needed, reinstall it tomorrow. Surprisingly, 80–90% of deleted apps are never missed. Your mind feels lighter within 12 days. Traders fear missing information. Truth. Traders lose because they have excess information, not a lack of it. 5. The analog hour when the brain truly rests. 1 hour before sleep, let your devices sleep before you. Not just turning off the screen, actually. Leave the phone in another room. Put the laptop away. Don't bring charts into the bedroom. A trader's bedroom is not allowed to become an extended trading floor. Deep sleep doesn't come from expensive mattresses, dark rooms, smart watches. It comes from a brain that is no longer on high alert. 6. Tech minimalism, use less, but use right. Minimalism doesn't mean quitting everything. It means choosing deliberately. Pick 12 tools you truly need at night and ignore the rest. Successful traders don't update more than others. They filter better. 7. Physical barriers. The easiest way to beat yourself. Don't rely on willpower at night. Willpower is weak then. Create barriers. Charge your phone far from the bed. Put away mouse and keyboard. Use a separate alarm clock. Physical barriers beat willpower long term. 8. Evening is not for loading more, it's for clearing noise. The core lesson. Evening isn't to become smarter. Evening is to keep your brain from becoming stupid through stimulation. Disciplined traders aren't stronger, they're simply less stimulated at the wrong time. Part 4. Psychological skills and emotional intelligence. Why the harder traders try to control emotions, the easier they blow up trades. Most traders are taught something familiar. Don't let emotions control your trading. Sounds right? But that sentence has pushed many traders into fighting the wrong enemy. Truth. Emotions are not something you can or should control. Emotions are natural biological responses to risk, uncertainty, potential loss. Trading is by nature an environment that constantly triggers emotion. No trader, no matter how professional, trades with no emotions. The only difference is immature traders suppress emotions. Long-lasting traders learn to read and use emotions as signals. 1. Why trying to stay calm makes you explode later. When you tell yourself, don't be afraid, don't be greedy, be calm. Your brain doesn't process. Don't. It hears fear, greed, worry. loss. When you suppress emotions, they don't disappear, they go deeper, and wait for your weakest moment to rebound. That's why traders hold it in for weeks, then make one stupid blow-up trade. Disciplined traders then torch the account through revenge trading, not because they're bad, because they chose the wrong psychological strategy. 2. Emotion is data, not an enemy. A mature trader makes one small but critical shift. Stop asking, how do I remove emotions? Start asking, what is this emotion trying to tell me? For example, anxiety before entry. Maybe risk is too high. Urgency to enter. Maybe your brain is tired and impatient. Disappointment after a loss. Maybe you tied self-worth to outcomes. Emotion is always right on some layer. The mistake is how you respond to it. 3. Evening is the safest emotion processing room a trader has. During the session, you shouldn't process emotion deeply. You only need to notice, acknowledge, and not act from it. But evening is different. No financial risk, no money. Decisions, no market pressure. This is where you digest trading emotions properly. If you skip this, emotions accumulate, beliefs distort, aftershocks carry into tomorrow. 4. Name it without judging the foundation of trading emotional intelligence. A simple but powerful skill, instead of, I'm so stupid, I'm too greedy, I'm terrible, just name it. There is anxiety, there is regret, there is irritation, no analysis, no judgment, no fixing, just naming. Neuroscience research suggests naming an emotion reduces amygdala activity, the reactive center. You regain control, not by force, but by recognition. 5. Evening journaling for traders not to analyze, but to unwind. Most traders journal to check if they were right or wrong, find technical errors, improve strategy. Not wrong, but evening journaling should do something else. Try these 3 questions. What emotion appeared most often today during trading? When did it appear? What was it trying to protect me from? The 3rd question is the key. Emotion usually has a good intention, it just behaves in the wrong way. 6. Writing to your tomorrow self, reprogramming behavior. A powerful psychological practice. Each night, write a few lines to the version of you who will trade tomorrow. Not, tomorrow I must be disciplined. Tomorrow I can't break rules. But, tomorrow, what do I want to feel while trading? How do I want to sit in front of the chart? The brain is excellent at aligning behavior to a desired state. You don't need commands, you need emotional direction. 7. Micro-mindfulness, resetting the nervous system without long meditation. You don't need a 30-minute meditation. Just feel your feet on the floor, feel your back on the chair, feel the breath moving in and out. These 10-20-second moments break thought loops, bring the brain into the present, reduce action impulses. Impulsive traders aren't reckless because they love risk. They're reckless because they lose contact with the present. 8. Track emotional energy, what traders rarely notice. Try rating your emotional energy each night. 110. Right after the session, after dinner, before sleep. After a few weeks you'll see what time you're more irritable, what drains you, what truly restores you. Good traders don't only read charts, they read themselves. 9. A hard truth. You can't trade better than your ability to process emotion. You can have a great system. You can understand probabilities. You can know every correct theory. But if emotions are unprocessed, evenings are misused, the nervous system stays tense, you will betray your own system at your weakest moment. Part 5. Social energy and identity. Why traders often lose not because of the market, but because of the environment around them. Traders often believe trading is purely personal, independent, rational. They sit alone. They carry full responsibility. They think, win or lose is on me. True, but not complete. There's a deeper layer many traders underestimate. The social energy and identity you live inside every day. 1. A trader's social battery invisible, but drains fast. Like a phone battery, everyone has a social battery. Some interactions recharge you, some drain you, some drop you fast. Without you noticing, trading already consumes mental energy. If your evenings keep adding, arguments, comparisons, complaints, negative emotional exposure. You're draining your social battery right before the next session. When social battery is low, drawdown tolerance drops, stress threshold lowers, emotional reactivity spikes. Now you're not trading your system, you're trading an eroded state. 2. Social comparison. The most refined poison for trading psychology. Nothing breaks a trader faster than watching others flex profits, reading big win stories. Hearing this one is easy. Even disciplined traders aren't immune. Comparison doesn't only create FOMO, it distorts identity. You start doubting your plan, increasing risk to keep up, entering trades not because of setup, but because you don't want to feel behind most dangerous of all. You stop trading as yourself. 3. Your trader tribe. Which group do you belong to? Humans unconsciously adjust behavior to match their group. If your environment glorifies profit flexing, mocks risk management, celebrates big bets and fast wins, even if you know the correct theory, you'll get pulled off center. Sustainable traders usually keep 35 relationships with people who truly understand trading, or understand the human behind the trader. A small tribe where you don't need to prove, you don't need to flex, you don't need to compare. That social safety removes huge invisible pressure. 4. Isolation plus identity fusion, the trap of serious traders. Another paradox, the more serious a trader becomes, the easier they isolate. They talk less outside trading, only discuss markets, let results define personal worth. Then, a loss isn't just money. It becomes a loss of personal value. That's when emotional explosions become most likely. Revenge trading, holding losers, abandoning the plan entirely. Healthy traders don't put their whole identity into trading. Trading is part of life, not the whole person. 5. Evening and the role of becoming human again. Evening isn't only about leaving charts. It's about becoming a normal human again. No risk, no probabilities, no P&L activities like family dinner, conversations unrelated to trading, light manual tasks. Simply being near others in silence helps separate identity from trading outcomes. Direct impact. Less fear of losing, less need to win, clearer trading decisions. 6. Quiet recovery after social interaction. A skill most traders ignore. After long social interaction, arguments, emotionally intense exposure, take 10-15 minutes of quiet. No screen, no talking, just downshift. This helps. Prevent carrying social emotions into charts. Prevent trading your mood. Stabilize emotional range. 7. Selectivity isn't selfish, it's sustainability. A hard truth. Not everyone fits your trading journey. They may not be bad people, but their energy may make you impatient, make you doubt, pull you off your path. Selectivity isn't removing humans, it's protecting your state. 8. Traders trade best when they don't need to prove anything. When you don't need to show off, don't need to prove, don't need to be better than others. You begin to wait for better setups, accept missing trades, respect risk more consistently. This isn't a trading technique. It's the result of a healthy social ecosystem. Part 6. Habit design and micro changes. Why traders don't lose because they lack willpower, but because they designed behavior wrong. Most traders think they need more discipline. They blame themselves. I'm weak. I'm not determined enough. I know what's right, but still do wrong. That's a dangerous misunderstanding. Trading isn't a willpower game. Trading is a behavior design game. Willpower drains fast, especially after stressful trading days. If you must force yourself to stay disciplined, you lost at the design stage. 1. Why forcing big habits makes you quit faster. Traders set goals like, every night I must journal fully. Every day I must read trading books. I must meditate 30 minutes. Sounds correct, fails for one reason. It demands too much decision energy when the brain is weakest. Evening means low energy, reduced self-control. The brain prioritizes short-term comfort. Large habits trigger resistance. Not because you're lazy, because your nervous system is protecting itself. 2. Micro habits. The only thing traders maintain long-term, long-surviving. Traders don't build giant habits. They build micro habits. Micro habits are tiny, effortless, almost thoughtless. Examples: write one sentence, read one short paragraph, take 3 deep breaths, clear the desk for 30 seconds. They don't trigger brain resistance. Once started, many times you'll do more, but even if you don't, you keep the behavioral chain alive. 3. The keystone habit, the evening anchor. Every trader needs one keystone habit, the first action that signals the trading day is over. Life begins. It must be simple, repeatable, not directly trading related. Examples: brew tea, change clothes right after shutting down, take a short walk. The brain links states to actions. After enough repetition, the action alone tells the brain, no more risk. 4. Stack micro habits change without heaviness. Don't change everything at once. Stack one micro habit onto an existing action. Examples: after closing charts, 3 deep breaths. After dinner, one journal line. Before sleep, name the emotion. Anchoring new habits to old ones reduces thinking load and increases consistency. Traders fail not because they don't try, but because they try too much at once. 5. The habit wheel, avoid boredom and resistance. Another mistake: I must follow one fixed routine. The brain hates monotony, especially after stress. Create a habit wheel of 57 light activities and rotate them daily. Read tonight, music tomorrow, journal another day, walk another day. As long as they serve one purpose, downshift the nervous system and clarify the mind. 6. Allow low-energy evenings maturity, not failure. A major sign of maturity: allowing very low-energy days. New traders force themselves. Experienced traders notice lower expectations, preserve state. Low-energy evenings are not for improvement, they are for recharging. Forcing yourself creates resistance, burnout, long-term quitting. 7. Habits aren't for becoming better, they're for becoming steadier. A key truth: evening habits won't instantly make you a better trader. They make you a steadier trader. In trading, steadiness, cleverness, consistency, creativity, survival, big wins. 8. When habits are right, discipline becomes unnecessary. The most disciplined traders aren't those who force hardest. They're those who need to force least. When environment is designed well, habits are small enough, energy is protected. You'll be surprised: fewer rule breaks, less self-blame, more right behavior happening naturally. Part 7. Energy management. Why traders don't lose for lack of strategy, but for misusing biological and mental rhythm. A hard truth: you don't trade your system. You trade the energy you have in that moment. The system is the tool. Energy is the electricity. When electricity is low, the right tool runs wrong. Correct decisions get sabotaged. Discipline stays on paper. Only or. 1. Energy, motivation, emotion. Traders confuse motivation, emotion, energy. Motivation rises and falls with results. Emotion swings with wins and losses. Energy is the biological base. Alertness, stress tolerance, decision endurance. You can be determined and knowledgeable, yet still trade poorly because baseline energy is low. 2. The natural daily energy rhythm of traders. Energy doesn't stay stable. It has waves. For most traders, early session, high tension and alertness; mid-session, more stable; late session, fatigue and reactivity. Many traders force decisions when energy is at its lowest. They don't lose because analysis is wrong. They lose because they decide in the wrong state. 3. Evening is where you recharge decision battery. Every trading decision drains the battery, no exception. If evenings keep adding stimulation, thinking, arguments, the battery never fully recharges. Next morning, less patience, more just enter and be done. Harder to accept doing nothing. That's why low-energy traders hate waiting. Yet trading kills through waiting. 4. Light movement. The most underestimated trading psychology tool. Traders think, I only need the mind. Wrong. The brain is part of the body. When the body is stagnant, circulation worsens, nerve signals slow, emotional regulation drops. You don't need intense workouts, just Stand up, stretch, walk briefly, change posture. Small movement resets the nervous system and sharpens clarity. 5. Energy audit a practice traders rarely do. Try for 7 days. Record energy level, 110, what you were doing, what you were thinking, no judgment, just observe. You'll discover what drains you, what thoughts exhaust you, when you're most error-prone. Good traders don't force themselves harder, they avoid trading while weak. 6. The mind diet. What are you feeding your brain each night? The brain has a diet. Social media, fast food, drama arguments, refined sugar, comparison, high-dose caffeine. Short-term, alert. Long-term, depleted. Real mental nutrition. Deep reading, slow conversation, light creativity, deliberate silence. 7. Sleep isn't only for rest, it processes losses. Deep sleep processes emotions, restructures. Memory softens the experience of losing. Poor sleep means yesterday's emotions remain raw, regret isn't digested, fear accumulates. Next morning, you're not trading the market, you're trading unprocessed memory. 8. A truth every long-lasting trader understands. Not every day is a trade aggressively day. Some days are trade to survive days. Energy management doesn't make you slow, it makes you durable. And in trading, durability keeps you in the game. Staying in the game creates probability. Big wins are a late outcome. Part 8. Integration evenings. Don't create profit, but they decide who gets to stay in the game. If you've made it this far, you've likely realized trading doesn't fail from lack of knowledge. It fails because the human behind the system isn't protected properly. Across the first 7 parts, we didn't talk about sharper entries, better indicators, fat win strategies. Because the truth is, no strategy works well when the person using it is depleted. 1. Evening is the bridge between two worlds. Trading lives in a world of risk, probability, loss, uncertainty. Personal life lives in a world of safety, connection, rest, recovery. Evening is the bridge between those worlds. If the bridge is too narrow, you carry pressure into life. Too loose, you carry laziness into trading. Unstructured, you drift between both. Traders don't fail because they walk the wrong road. They fail because they don't have a solid bridge to return to every day. 2. The real trading system isn't on the chart. A trader's real system includes how you end the day, how you process emotion, how you use technology, how you choose environment, how you sleep and recover. If these are weak, even a strong technical system gets sabotaged. Long-lasting traders don't need massive edge. They need less self-destruction. 3. Every evening is a long-term investment. Traders calculate trade, RR, strategy expectancy. But they forget one, your own expectancy. Each evening you reduce stimulation, downshift the nervous system, process emotion, protect energy. You increase the probability that tomorrow you keep discipline, avoid overtrading, avoid revenge. Don't break the plan, slow interest, durable interest. 4. Mature traders don't ask, how do I win more? They ask, how do I stop making everything worse? How do I stay okay after a losing streak? How do I still want to trade after 510 years? The answer isn't in the chart, it's in how you live outside the chart. 5. Evening is where you separate identity from results. A dangerous trader is one who ties self-worth to P&L, gets overconfident when winning, collapses when losing. A proper evening helps you become human. Again, not a winner trader or a loser trader, just a person learning and continuing when identity is protected. You don't need to prove, you don't need revenge, you don't need to force the market. 6. Integration isn't doing more, it's doing less in the right places. You don't need more habits, more techniques, more checklists. You need one closing ritual, a simple evening structure, one boundary with screens, one way to process emotion, one deep enough sleep. That's it. 7. The difference between traders who survive and traders who disappear. The disappearing trader says, I'll take a break. But what they really lack isn't time, it's recovery ability. The surviving trader doesn't always win, but always comes back. and doesn't lose themselves. 8. A closing line for the long road. Trading isn't a sprint, it's a mountain climb with no clear finish line. You don't need to climb fast. You need to step steadily, breathe correctly, and not die on the way up. Your evening is where you bandage wounds, recharge strength, and decide whether tomorrow you keep climbing or not.